Hello! Today I would like to explore ancient Roman bread baking with you. Bread in ancient Rome was the main staple. It was baked in professional bakeries and subsidized by the state. The loaves were usually round with incisions that allowed easy breaking. Bread was eaten with virtually every meal. Together with moretum, a white cheese spiced with garlic and herbs, it made a handy appetizer, snack, or breakfast. The most common grains were barley and wheat. Here I use an antique kind of wheat, Khorasan wheat, that we grew ourselves. Yeast was usually grape yeast, the same stuff that makes grape juice ferment into wine and that is found on grape skin. To harvest that wild grape yeast, it is sufficient to leave the bread starter, consisting of flour and water, for some hours in a vineyard or together with some organic grapes. The yeast will spread into the bread starter and start the fermentation. Of course, you can also use commonly available brewer's yeast. After your bread starter shows clear signs of yeast fermentation, usually after a few hours, you can add the other ingredients. Some honey or, like in this case, concentrated grape moss as a sweetener, salt, and more flour. Knead well and leave to rise. Hi! After we have already prepared the bread starter, we are now going to prepare the bread. This is the starter that has already been fermenting since 24 hours. Now we add a little bit of flour to make a nice firm dough. We knead it well. Now we have a ball of nice firm dough, which we shape into a round flat shape. And we put a couple of bay leaves underneath and leave it to raise for another half an hour or so. Meanwhile, let's prepare the moretum, which is a kind of spiced white cheese that is served with herbs and which goes with bread. That was a typical kind of simple starter in a Roman menu or even a breakfast, to have some Roman bread and together with moretum. Moretum simply is white cheese with garlic. Garlic was very important because pepper was very expensive, chilies weren't known yet, so that was basically for normal people the only way to get some spice into their food. Salt, of course, goes into it, and then mixed herbs of the kind you just find. Parsley is another option here. I have some thyme, some rosemary, and some purslane that grows wildly here, but you can also make your own mix to your own liking. Now crush the garlic in a mortar with a little bit of salt. Chop the herbs, or just when they are small as thyme, take them like this. And now you just mix the garlic and the salt. with the white cheese. By the way, I have chosen to use ricotta at the moment because I'm here in Italy, but of course you can take any kind of white cheese that is available at your place. Add the herbs. And a nice dash of good olive oil. You can see from the green color that this one is very fresh. It's just pressed from this year. We are actually harvesting still at the moment. And mix. Now we cut into the loaf some sections like this to make it easier to break the bread afterwards. Like that. We have previously preheated the oven to 200 degrees and now leave it to bake for about 40 minutes.